Hello, today I have to talk to you about the new Amarok. Well, it's not entirely new, it's more of a makeover model, but there has been one particularly exciting new addition to the range. The big news here is not necessarily the redesigned front end, but actually the addition of a turbodiesel V6. It's virtually the same engine that you'll find in the Audi Q7, the Volkswagen Touareg, and even the Porsche Cayenne, and it is particularly powerful. But we'll get to that in a moment. First up, let me tell you what it's like living with a Bakkie of this size in the city of Cape Town. It sucks. It's hard enough to find a parking in the city as it is, but now you have to find a parking bay big enough for a lorry. And I have to leave this car outside on the street because it doesn't fit in my house. This car is just too big. But because it's so big, it has a massive interior. This is the largest interior I think I've come across in a car. I feel like a kid sitting in a shed. But let's be honest, 30-something dogless, childless men like me living in apartment blocks are not exactly the Amarok's target market. If you live a more Bakkie-friendly lifestyle, then of course this car makes a lot of sense. And if you are interested in a Bakkie, you're going to be hard-pressed to find one with a better interior than this. This is the Highline Plus model, which is the middle of the range, but it means that you get quite a lot of stuff as standard. You'll get these Vienna leather seat covers. Up front you get bi-xenon headlights with LED daytime running lights. In here you get the light and sight package, which basically just means an auto rain sensor and auto light sensor. And you get this fancy Discover Media touchscreen infotainment system. It's actually a really good system. It's all pinchy and swoopy like a smartphone, really. You can see that Volkswagen have tried to make it feel premium in here, but they've also tried to strike a balance between fancy and tough. I mean, it is a Bakkie after all, but they've added seat warmers, which is my favorite car feature by far. There's also this trick that the sound system does where as you speak, it'll pick up your voice and then play your voice through the rear speakers. So you don't even have to turn around anymore to shout at the kids. And the kids will be very comfortable back here because, I mean, 3 adults could easily sit side by side on this back bench. And the back bench has a few tricks up its sleeve. You can just lift up the bottom like that and clip it into place. Do the same on that side, and that gives you some extra load options. And the back of the seat folds down as well, but it's a bit silly because you need to pull this strap over here and one on that side. And I can't. Okay, so that's all the boring stuff out of the way. Let's try get out of the suburbs now and head to find some big open country roads so we can really get to grips with this new engine. Right, V6, 3-litre, turbo and diesel. All of those are powerful words, but when you combine them, you get an engine that produces 165 kilowatts and 550 Newton meters of torque. But in the words of the Very Mark guy, that's not all, because if you put your foot down, you get an overboost function, and then you have 180 kilowatts and 580 Newton meters of torque. So let's see what that feels like. Are you joking? Volkswagen says this car will do 0 to 100 in 8 seconds, which is just stupid for a Bakkie, and after that I'm pretty sure they're not lying. And to put this kind of power in perspective, the next most powerful Bakkie on the market is the Ford Ranger with 147 kilowatts. This thing is mad. And thanks to Volkswagen's 4Motion all-wheel drive system, this Bakkie actually feels really planted. So you can, never thought I'd say this in a Bakkie, but tackle some corners. That's probably a lot faster than I should be going. All right. The engine's power goes through a 8-speed ZF box, and I swear you'll never know when it's shifting gears. It is imperceptible, this box. And those tall gears at the top of the box really help you save fuel when you're out on the open road. So this Amarok, they claim 9 liters to the 100, and I'm averaging about 10, which is really impressive for an engine with this much power. For my money, this is the best ride, the most car-like ride that you're going to find in a Bakkie. It's actually really close to a much more expensive SUV. And the thing is, this car is as good on gravel as it is on tarmac. You don't even need to slow down. Woo! I feel like I'm driving in the Dakar. I imagine this is exactly what it feels like. This is the new Bush Lamborghini. Nothing on the market is faster. And what I'm finding so impressive about this Amarok is on this rough road at this speed, not a squeak, not a rattle in here. But for all this power and all this premiumness, you need to cough up, because this model costs 713,000 Rand. And if you want the extreme model, that's 748,000 Rand. Does a Bakkie really need to be this fast or this expensive? I'm not sure. It is bloody good fun though.